Will you look at that? She's my new baby. This is my new RGB desktop computer that I built over the past few days, and isn't she a beauty? Yeah, in this vlog, I'm going to explain to you, how I built her. I'm going to show you by going back in time. I'm going to open the boxes, put it all together piece by piece, so you'll be able to see, pretty much the whole thing. Yeah. So if you're wondering, what are all these glowing lights? Let me show you that down there. It's the power supply. Provides power for you to the entire computer, and it glows and changes colors. The biggest thing, that's the video card right there. So EVGA, that's the most important piece. You get to see games and good graphics, the better this guy is. That little boomerang strip is the motherboard. Everything is connected to the motherboard, and she glows. The little boomerang strip. And those there's are the RAMs, where your programs are stored while they are running. And those are just fans for the computer. You actually cool off the water cooling unit right there, so it connects to there, and the fan changes colors. So it's blue, it's gonna turn a different color, purple to probably red. No, it's gonna go white. So, let us move on. Donna, you said you were gonna show us how you built this thing. Yes, I'll also do a bit of time traveling too. So let me stand up from my computer, showing off my. Okay, so one of the motivations I gotta start first is why you switched a desktop. So she's done me justice. All my Pokemon videos were done here. She still does handle Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon's not the most graphics intensive game, but a laptop, desktop is much stronger than a laptop. So this is what we're moving away from. So moving on, these are the boxes of the part we built them from. We'll be using time travel in a bit where I'll actually open them up for you, but let me explain to you what they are. So let me start off, of course, the most expensive piece. Right there, that video card. That video card is the better one you have, the better graphics you're gonna get. It also helps with video processing. Yeah, so we actually have two. I have one from earlier that I bought, which I was using as an external for the laptop. This is it. How much does this cost, Donald? This is cost for roughly, it's most expensive, 10 for tablet legs. Yeah, you can do the math on that. So it is a GTX 1070. That's the key part. Nvidia. What's Nvidia? Okay, that's the real company. Just trust me on the Nvidia. It is the Nvidia 1070, which is a good bang for your buck one. I think the best one's like 1080 Ti, something like that. So we're using just two of these, which is much stronger than just the 1080 Ti. So yeah, we're gonna expect some really good graphics out of these. So this one also glows too, which you saw a bit earlier, and that also costs two more power slots, cables to actually make that work. So okay, so we can use some more power. What else? What is another expensive part? Okay, we'll go with the next one. Then also an extremely part of a PC. This is the processor. This is your computer's brain, your main brain. i7 core, and we're taking a look right there. That is the i7 7700K, which is very high. Yeah, so yeah, games and video processing do require a good processor, and we got one of the best out there. So how much is that, by the way, Donald? That's about 7 for tablet. Yeah, expensive. But that's the most critical part. The rest, just we had to pay a little bit more for all the glowing colors. But let's go ahead and move on. We need hard drive space. Unfortunately, they didn't come with glowing hard drives yet. So this is a Samsung 850 EVO. How big is it? 500 gigs, which is smallish but good enough for all my main stuff in there. You can see all my videos, they're going to YouTube, so after I'm done with them, I delete them. So 500 gigs, I've never filled up 500 gigs before, ever. So I know that's good enough for me. You need a solid state SSD, solid state, otherwise your computer will be slow. And if you're used to using Apple, which all use solid state, yeah, do not use anything less than a solid state for at least your main all your main programs should be stored on here. So moving that aside, we're moving on to RAM. Obviously, these RAMs, since I'm in the future now, they're in the computer. But what does RAM do? When your computers are running, your files, your program is stored in here while it's running. While it's sleeping, it's stored in here. So while it's running and you're running lots of programs, you're gonna need this. And for video editing software, you need 16 gigs, which is how much is in here. So each stick is 8 gigs. You need 1 if you're just, just a regular user, but 2 if you're a power user like me. So how much does this cost you? This actually costs, oh yeah, 4 tapu leles. You can get them cheaper if you don't want them glowing, but I wanted them to glow, so that's moving on. So yeah, that's that, moving on. And what else? We have the motherboard, which you saw that boomerang strip. There's the boomerang strip right there. How much does, well actually, let's just start off with what does it do? All your main parts, pretty much everything is connected to the motherboard. So you're like your central piece, your body. And if you want it to be glowing and have Wi-Fi built into it so I don't have to install the Wi-Fi cards, then this is about, also, oh, what did I say? 4 tapu leles. It also glows too, so yeah, not too much of a speed parts. Like these guys right here are more about your specs. This is just your body. If you want a pretty body, then you have to pay a little bit extra for that, which you can get them probably cheaper if you don't want them to glow or have Wi-Fi. Alright, so next up are those shiny fans you saw. This is a CPU water cooler. Yeah, so there's actually water inside that. And that's where it connects to the CPU. This is a radiator, and there are 3 fans to blow air out. It's very quiet, and it looks really, really pretty. You can get cheaper water coolers or even air coolers, but if you want the glow and pretty colors, then this is, oh yeah, about the same. 4 tapu leles. How? I feel like this is actually about 3 tapu leles. Yeah, 3 this time. 3, a bit cheaper. Not as a processor, not as microchip intensive. Okay, 3. So we're getting lower now. Alright, there's not much to talk about this. This is a legit copy of Windows 10. So we're not using a Mac. Of course, we're not using a Mac OS. Windows 10. So it's just your main, your OS, your operating system. It's like the motherboard for your programs, pretty much. Alright, there's not actually much to talk about this. This is just 2 tapu leles. We need it to run our computer. What else? Power supply, 750 watts, because you need a lot of power to run this, to run all the equipment. So that's that's enough. It also shines in glowing colors. And this is 2 tapu leles. It provides power to your computer. Alright, so it was very pretty and you could actually notice it too. And finally, 2 more items. 2 more items. You're already looking at the case. The case is an open case. It was actually, you saw there was a piece of glass and everything else is behind all this, or within it. So most of the cables are hidden like behind these 2 parts. And this actually here is actually glass. We use the glass film case. So let me show you the front, which is why I wanted to get this in the first place. Take a look at that. That computer looks close to that, right? Yeah, the glass case in there. So by far, I'm gonna tell you, this is like the most toughest case that I had to do. There's a lot of assembly. Trust me, all these parts, they're all broken up into like bitty pieces. You don't know what goes where until you start breaking it down with by reading the instruction manual. So this case probably took the most work. It's probably the hardest part of the computer, using this case. But once you figure it out, it's okay. It's like if I were to do it again, yeah, I could do it. And the last part, you can see those cables there. We had some of those nice sleeve cables too. These are expensive, and you can see I wasn't able to use most of these cables. I was only able to use 2, which was that cable and that cable. The video card cables didn't fit for some reason. I have to find out why. Yeah, so these are really thick sleeve cables. They're extension cables. In fact, you don't really need these. These come with the default black ones, which are much easier to use and more flexible too. It's mainly for looks. So, yeah, this is, I forgot to tell you the price. This is 1 tapu lele, which is expensive, which is regular wine. I would definitely go back and think about buying, something else, cheaper versions of this. It's really there for the looks, like that red, black look. So how much was this? This is 2 tapu leles. This is 1 tapu lele. Alright, this is the very first progress checkpoint. There's the PSU, power supply unit. There's actually, this is the bracket right here that's holding it on place. There's one screw right there holding it on, and the other screw is right there. So that's one of it. And right here you see another bracket. We actually had to, this mount was actually came with a disattached, so we had to screw it right back there onto the case, which are these screws right here. So there we go, screws right here, screws right here. Hey, we got the power supply up. Now I'm gonna assume that you're not gonna see what's on the bottom. I'm gonna assume this is the top where all the lighting is. So that's the first progress update check, guys. Okay, so I'll have to get back to work. Here we go. Progress update. Those are screws. Basically, there's I'm pretty sure the camera cannot pick it up, but it says A. You see an A, you put a screw there. This is where your motherboard's leg's gonna stand. So we just did that. We're gonna put the motherboard on top right now. And there it is. It's screwed on. Okay, video card's gonna go there. Alright, moving on. Alright, I've stood this computer up. On the other side, you can see the motherboard, as well as the power supply. So all the cables are gonna go back here, as well as the hard drive. That's what we're doing next, so we gotta take this out. So you can see, I already took most of these screws out. These guys open here, took it out. Presumably this is gonna open up. It's gonna open up, but I can't use a camera to hold this, so I'll be right back. There it is, pops right off. I'm gonna throw this on my bed. Ah, yes, it's a mess. It's a mess. There's a tripod. That's what's inside. So I'm presuming one of these brackets is where my hard drive is going to be. There's my solid state hard drive. There. See some screws there. Yeah, we're going to hang it right there. Time to do that. Alright. This is what's motherboard and the power supply. You can see it's on the other side. In the rear, after taking the panel off, is these guys right here. There's actually a screw holding it on right here. So I took that one on top already, and this whole thing comes out. And there are these locking clips on the side, which are right here. You have to take them out first. So these are on the side right there. That's where it goes. You can see the two holes right there. See the two holes. Those have to go out. And once you're done with that, there's the hard drive. Try to do the camera with one hand. It's right there. It clips on like that. Alright, so we're going to screw everything on. And there it is. It's actually attached to the computer now. You can see that's the screw holding everything on. So that's all I had to put back. The locking clips don't go back though. It was these stuff. I thought it would work trying to put them back, but they don't go back. It's a one-time fail. Okay. So this is how you cool your CPU. It's your CPU cooler. Usually there's a big fan, but this is water cooling. So you got to put the fans on first. There's the fan. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 holes. And there are really long screws that go into them. So yeah, let me do that. On focus, there we go. Okay. All the fans are on, as you see. It just took 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 screws. In the back here, you're gonna see there are more screws here. More holes. Keep mixing those up. Those are holes. And what's gonna happen is right there. Point at these. This is where the screws will go. You're gonna hold it back here, put the screws in. I'm gonna see if I can actually do a little bit of that. A little scared because that's all your water might do. Be gentle. Really, really gentle. There we go. I'm gonna screw it on back there. I'm gonna turn off the camera and do that. Okay. Alrighty. The radiator and the cooler is on. We're gonna move to the front now. There it is. There are the fans. So, pretty much most of the components that are supposed to be there are now there. This is the hard part. and the one that can go wrong badly. You gotta wire the stuff, everything, onto the motherboard. Yeah, all the power, all that. I mean, there are holes in the back, which you can, for cable management. So luckily, back here you see that there are a lot of connectors. See, my fingers are pointing, but that's correct. It's very hard to see them. Those are the connectors. Most of the connectors are going there. You can see there's a hole right here for most of them to go through, right above the fan. Okay. So what's going to happen is those connectors are actually for these ports right here. You see the power button, you see all the USB stuff, the headphone jack. If I don't do it right, I think none of these work. It's not going to power on. Where are those coming from, you ask? Right there. See the wires coming from here, going there. And here is the big. There are all the connectors. Right there. Yep. Now, oh, good luck. Gotta plug them all in the motherboard now. I'm gonna do that. Alright. There it is on the manual. By the way, it's on page 118. Really small text. And that's where you plug in the parts. Looks hard. Just did it. Got it. Okay. That's the one part I hate the most. Because, you have to really squint to find out where it is. Alright, hopefully if that doesn't turn on, if it doesn't turn on, then we'll be checking those. Okay, moving on. Those are the LEDs. Jumpers. Making sure your power switch and your USBs at the front turn on and stuff. Okay. Alright. Next is the CPU. Alright, there she is. Intel 7700K. Where'd she go? That slot. There's a little bit more right here, but I removed it. Took the arm out. Goes in there. Alright. Now I can't record this because on one hand, so I only have one hand. Alright, so I'm gonna put it in right there right now. So I screwed up. I had to take the motherboard out. Because in order to get the fan in, you have to put these little things on. This out here. There we go. See a little pad? That's from the fan. And by the way, these little you can actually move these to match different motherboards. So they're all actually inside, like inner configuration. Don't slide them all in. Well, you gotta do that first. So before you put your motherboard on, make sure you install that. Okay, with the CPU. So these guys, these are the screws that came with it. They're the ones that there are actually two types of screws. They're these guys right here. Because you're the 151, so these guys. See, that one is a shorter butt. Butt. Okay. So that's fixed. The motherboard's gotta go back onto the PC. How am I gonna do that? Oh my gosh, there are a lot of steps to this the CPU water cooling unit. Oh man, okay. That's that right there. So we gotta attach that on with all these parts. So you know what? I can't show you all that. I'm gonna figure it out myself right now. But the socket is this guy. It's actually 1151. That's ours. i7. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Alright, we were able to screw the water cooling unit on with these screws. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I put the whole motherboard back. I actually put the motherboard back first. And we had to redo all the connectors down here, right there. So I had to open back my book, check it up, put it all in. And so the CPU fan actually has to go, there's a wire here that goes around the back. There's also another wire right here. This is, both of them are controlling the CPU, the cooler, the water cooling unit. So there are two wires, that guy and that guy up top. They all go back to this master unit here. Those three fans that you see I connected to the front are connected right here too. Those are the three fans. That's where one of the cables are going. The other cable, this guy right here, is actually going to the water cooling unit. Okay, so we better run double checks before we start adding in power and stuff. Okay, so That's an update. Moving on. Alrighty. So now the power cables are there. So you can see here are the power connectors. Okay. Here's the one big red one that goes to the motherboard. We're using the sleeves for that. For the cool red look. We want to look back here. The magical cable works. And that's where the connector goes to the... I don't know how we can hide that, but that goes into the power supply. Yeah. So there's the hard drive. Actually has power 2 connector and the SATA cable. That SATA cable is connected to the motherboard right there. My finger is. You can't see my finger in the camera. Okay, why can't you see my finger? There it is. That's where the SATA connectors are, going to the hard drive. That's how the hard drive's there. So now all we gotta do next is the RAM and the video card. I'm getting video. Actually, we can do it without the video card first. You don't need a video card. Nah, we'll install the video card. Ah, 2 more components. I'll need power and stuff. Okay. Alright. We're about to close this up so you can see my beginner level cable management, which I use some of the twist ties that came from the opening the packages. So right there, a little bit right there to keep all the cables neat and nice. Some right here to keep the cables inside. We're gonna add some right here as well. I just saw that. And these little holes. So I also added these red cables in, these extension cables, because they look nice in the front. You can see the redness. A red cable looking here, a little red cable with it there. They're all only for the motherboard because that's all the thing actually came with. So yeah, these have to be in the front. They're just not long enough to go around the back. Okay, so I'm about to close it up, just showing you. Yeah, okay. I don't like that level of cable management, but it will fit. It's neat. Neatness level from a 1 to 5. Okay, 3 out of 5. I'm gonna take myself 2 points off because it doesn't look that good. I think I did better. Okay, moving on. So we're gonna install the RAM now. The RAM is where programs that you are running, that you are using, are stored. It goes right there. Those are the slots. This is the RAM right here too. So basically, the pins, the teeth only let you put them in one way. So we're gonna stick them in right now into that slot. Yeah, they're in now. That was actually the easiest thing I had to do. Oh, okay, moving on. Now we got some hairy legs and a video card. So you can see there are 2 power slots here, and that's gonna go on one of these black strips I'm pointing on right there right now. I might have to remove some of this stuff out. So that's what's going on next. The video card is important. So alright, here we go. Oh my gosh. All I did was just plug the power in. And look at that. The motherboard's glowing. Wow. At least we know that part works. So power connectors, we have a power connector from the video card to the power supply. We also have these guys here going to the motherboard. They're just going right behind there, coming out right there. So they're going into the hole right there, and they're coming out this hole right here. Okay, so if I did my jumpers correctly, pushing the power button should turn it on. That's not the power button, this is. Oh my gosh. That's right. Oh! RAM starts running on. We'll see about that. Wait, why isn't the RAM glowing? Quiet. Look at that. That's the fan. Everything's working. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Wait, get a big picture. Get back. Oh my god. I did it. Blow up. Oh. Oh. All that there. So we actually almost had this turned around. So when I tried to put the video card in, it didn't work. That's why I had to flip it around. So I also took out these cables. Where is it? Yeah, these. I might put them back on, but we'll see. They're really thick. They're really thick, and they were hard to maneuver around. So, my gosh. The AIO water is working. All right, you know, if it's working at this pace, he's like wondering, how the heck do you doing all those steps, no mistakes? How the heck do you, make that like work in one go? Okay, so I'm done admiring. We'll have to move on to the next part, which is to make sure, like, plug in the keyboard video and see what comes out the output. Alright, so for a long time I couldn't get any video to my monitor. And I was finding out, like, what the heck was wrong. Turns out there were two things. First, I guess the RAM wasn't secure, so I had to change it up. Now the lights came on after putting it, like, I had to skip the first one, put in the second one, skip the third one, put in the fourth one. Then I had to secure it down tightly. Then suddenly the lights came on. It's like, oh, one RAM was working, then the other RAM was not. So I was like, uh-oh, my RAM wasn't good. Then I forgot the CPU water cable right here. Well, it's for the CPU power. It's like, oh, there's a plug I forgot back there. Dang, no wonder it was turning on. So we fixed that. And finally, I took out the video card because I was like, is the video going from my motherboard first or to my video? I forgot if that, which was the case. So I took out the video card for now. You sit right there before, I'll get you up later. So look at that. It works. We have video. I'm using an HDMI cable. Like I tried using DVI, but it didn't. I guess this cable couldn't fit. And then I tried using the, let's see, gotta get this right, display port, and it didn't work. They probably do work. It was probably because that's, I had to fix this other problems, issues first. So, hey, oh well, I guess it's time to the next part. What is the next part? Gotta get Windows up. Okay, let's do that. So inside the little Windows box, yeah, actually it came out of that. There's a little USB stick right there. That's that. And that's where the Windows is. So now, you don't trust the front panel connectors. I know the USB lights turns on, but oh shoot, it already went. But it's loading. Oh man, I hope it installs the right one. In fact, we better restart that. So yeah. But when those installations going online, we'll wrap it up, fix it up after this, because I don't know. I gotta keep the case open in case I need to do other stuff. So hey, it's working, cool. Windows is installing. All right, now we're gonna finish this up. It's installing. Here's a little trick. There's a part where it says installed. You can't just press enter for most of the things. You have to change it to custom. Like it says here, you want to install over keep your files? It's like, there is no Windows. This is a fresh copy, so you have to choose advanced startup, which I don't have, which I skipped. I don't want to go back right now. Okay, so there we go. Moving on. Alright. Now I'm putting the legs of the stand on right here. There are actually 4 holes that connect this, which you will see right there. That's the one that I've yet to do. And they go down this little hole right here. And you can see some of the screws. It also has a little, these bars that act as 4, I suppose, pillars that hold in the glass. I don't think it's glass, I think it's like some clear plastic. So I'm attaching those on right now. I've got one side done, trying to keep the computer floating, standing up, so here we go. I'm gonna do that all now. Alright, that's that. Surprisingly, the whole thing balances on the legs. Trust me, this thing is heavy. It's 80% the case, everything else is very light. This is pretty heavy, but everything else is light. But this, yeah, even the bars were heavy. They're heavy duty, that's good. That's actually a good thing, but yeah. So, that glass case? This is actually it. was like, what the? This definitely feels like some sort of plastic, but you can definitely peel it off right there. Yeah, both sides. Okay. You know what? There's actually on both. Ooh, trying to record with one hand, do with the other. It's gonna be shaky. So that's what it is. I thought this was like a piece of cardboard. Certainly on the outside, it feels like a piece of cardboard. Yeah, this feels like paper. Of course, it is paper. So I'm gonna try to find an edge peeled off. This one might actually take a little bit more time. I'm gonna need both of my hands, okay, guys? So I'm gonna turn off the camera, use both my hands to do the same thing. I got all the plastic off, the paper off, the plastic part. You can see there are holes on the side. I know the focus well enough, and there are holes in that metal piece. And I'm holding one of the screw ends right there, so you kind of can see how it goes. All those 4 screws go into the 4 holes, keeping the metal piece in. And so I'm gonna have to take this off later if I want to add anything else into the computer. But for now, this is good. And alright, I'm gonna turn the camera off and I'm gonna do that. There she is. Fully complete. Plastic case is on now. Turning it on, everything runs. I've made the fans change colors now. The RAM. Oh crap. One of the RAM is not lighting up. Oh, we better go fix that. RGB power supply. Everything is complete. We're gonna install the software, but first we gotta check out why that RAM is going red. Oh dear, I'm gonna redo this again. Oh yes, look at that. Fan's working. Windows is booting up. Everything works. RGB power supply, RGB water cooler. You get water go when everything turns on. Everything glows. It's beautiful. Here's a side look. Side panel look. There's the power button. All. Everything works. Oh man, at the start of the building this, I didn't think I could do it. Something usually goes wrong. There are so many things that can go wrong. And look! Finally it works. Everything works. Everything works. Now all I gotta do is just patch up the back, which you can see that's the case there. Patch it up. That's gonna cover all the cables on the inside. You can see too many cables around. So, we did it. Let's check out the back side. It's not as interesting, but there you go. My shoddy cable management with some twist ties. So it says parts. Alright, I wrote a mess. Okay, so ta-da! I did it. Okay, good. You know what? I don't think there's much for me to show you left. So thank you very much, Integrals and Differentials. I'm gonna enjoy installing all the software stuff. So that's gonna take me a bit. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Alrighty, she's home now. Plugged up to where my laptop used to be. Monitors, my microphone, pretty much where where all the magic happens. Here making YouTube videos. Oh, sorry, that thing is heavy. Now it's crouched here trying to plug up all the wiring. There's a lot of wiring. So we're finally done. Take a break now. This is really it. So, now we gotta put all the files, a lot of files over to make it work. A lot of installing the new stuff. So it's gonna take, there isn't video for 1 day, 1 days. This is why. Yeah, that's worth it. Yeah, that's worth it. Thank you, Integrals and Differentials. I'll see you guys next time for another video. Thank you. Bye bye.